Thanks for being here, everyone. This is the convening of the Cottonwood Mayor and City Council of the City of Cottonwood for presentations of proclamations, awards, and introduction of new city employees. And I'm joined today by almost the full council. We have Councilmember Pfeiffer, Councilmember Norman and Allen, Councilmember Henry, and Vice Mayor Ruben Hodege is with us tonight. I'll speak up a little bit. Thanks again for being here. So who's out there keeping Cottonwood safe right now? Seems like they're all in here. Which leads us into our awards. Life-Saving Award. Sean, is this MIKOLITIS? Yes. Okay, great. MIKOLITIS, Citizen on Patrol, and Chief Citation Awards, Cole TIPTON and DIANE. HUNTSBARGER. I'm going to call the chief up, and he's going to push me out of the way and introduce these folks. Thanks for being here tonight.
Well, good evening. Tonight, we have the distinct pleasure, I do, of presenting our first awards from the police department to members of our citizens community. So if I could get Cole, Diana, and Sean to come up and join me, please. And hopefully I tell this story. Oh, what happened to Cole? Maybe this is story for later.
Yeah, saving more lives.
So maybe Monica, we'll try to do the story justice, and then maybe come up and give me the plaques, and we'll present them at the conclusion of why we're here today. So these three fine human beings, in the month of August, if my memory serves me correctly, you're probably familiar with the event that brought these three together. There was a horrific traffic collision in Cottonwood on Main Street near Main and 86, right there. And it was involving, very unique in that it involved two individuals that were overdosing on opioids, which, it came to our city. You read about these overdoses and the opioid epidemic that's sweeping the nation. You never think it's going to happen in your city, and ultimately it did. I had personally never seen anything like it in my career. These three individuals were in different locations. I think, Cole, you just happened to be in the area, correct? Sean is brand new to our Citizens on Patrol program, and coincidentally, Sean just got a conditional offer to become a communications specialist today with our department, so we're very, very pleased to bring him on board. Diane, how many people here are familiar? Well, just keep your hands to yourselves, and I'll tell you. I'm very familiar with Diane's business, Miss Misagi. They know me by voice when I call there, and her restaurant just happens to be right in the vicinity of this accident. And all three of these fine human beings came together to save two lives. Both the male occupants of that vehicle necessitated CPR. And through their actions, those two individuals remarkably are alive today. So we're here to recognize them for their efforts. Sean is getting the Life-Saving Award solely because he's part of our organization. You see other members of the Citizens on Patrol here joining us, just like they are. Absolutely an integral part of what we do. We could not survive without them, quite frankly. And Sean, because of that, the title of his award is slightly different. The other two are Chief Citations, but it's all for the same event. And it's people that responded, very, very hectic, chaotic scene, and ultimately saved two lives. So join me in thanking these three fine individuals with a round of applause. And after we shake their hands and snap photos, open the mic up to, well, let's do it now. Anybody want to say anything? No? Okay. Well, you always have something to say. No? All right, come on in.
So you hear me? I've never spoken in front of anyone really before. I mean, maybe in high school. But yeah, I mean, we all have to look after each other. It's not just the police force. We're all here, we're all in this together, you know. It's my brother's on the ground, dying from an overdose. Who am I to judge? All I saw was a person, and he needed help. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
So I thank the police force, and I thank everyone that's looking out for each other. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, next up we have a plaque of appreciation. Mr. Jim IACOVACCI for National Night Out.
Thank you again, Mayor, members of council. I'm not going to need notes for this one because it seems to be like a recurring event where we're thanking Jim IACOVACCI for everything he does for not only for the police department but the community as well. And this particular evening almost looks like we've got a gravestone for him, but it actually is a very, very nice plaque. I'm not sure if his company made this or not. Did we outsource that somewhere else?
He's got connections with this company.
Okay. I knew it's like Kevin Bacon, there was some type of connection there. So for those of you that are familiar with our National Night Out program, Jim this is what we're recognizing Jim for today. It is the state's largest singular National Night Out event, which I think says a lot considering the size of our city and quite frankly, the investment that our community makes in itself and coming out and partnering with us because like was just mentioned, we cannot police by ourselves. And Cole, that was a phenomenal speech, and you would have, seemingly you've been well trained. So I think you're selling yourself short on public speaking. But that particular event is our signature event. Sergeant Cole puts a lot of sweat, effort into that, as do many of our volunteers. But Jim has been just a stalwart as far as support and just the effort that he puts into it. Not only that, but the ideas that he brings forward. And Jim, you've been involved in National Night Out. Jim is a retired lieutenant from Flint, Michigan. There's no water jokes. I mean, we'll just leave it at that. Don't drink the water though if you go there. But 30 years as far as your involvement. 35 years with his involvement with National Night Out and programs that bring police departments closer to their communities, which is really what it's all about. So, Jim, tonight we want to thank you, a small token of our appreciation. I'm going to give you this beautiful plaque/headphones. And it said it has the National Night Out logo and our police badge, and it says, Jim IACOVACCI, in deepest appreciation for your leadership, dedication, and unwavering passion for National Night Out over the many years. Your efforts have been instrumental in making Cottonwood home of Arizona's largest National Night Out event, and more importantly, made our community better and stronger. Thank you very much.
been a great honor of helping out the police department. Law enforcement has just been outstanding to me for my 30-year career. And after I retired, my wife and I moved here, and we thought I was going to do nothing and not be part of anything, but definitely working and getting to meet a lot of the outstanding officers in Cottonwood. I knew where I could volunteer and help out. So it's been a great partnership for me and my wife and our family, and participating and helping out in the community as much as possible. And I have to give a lot of credit to Monica, because I've got to work with her on a lot of different projects, and Shop with a Cop that's coming up. So there's a plug for that, Monica. And you know, so there's a lot of great things that are going on in the city of Cottonwood with the police officers and in this community, and it is my honor to be part of them all. So thank you very much.
Yep, just one more. All right, next up, introduction of new employees. Communications Specialist Jessica Ojeda and Officer Brad King. So I believe I'm calling the chief back.
This one is not me.
It's not you, okay. Who's up?
Sergeant Cadet Joshua.
We'll do Officer King first.
Sergeant Fredette, thank you for being here.
Brad King comes to us by way of Maryland, where he worked 4 years as a police officer there. He moved to Arizona and worked 1 year with the Yavapai County Adult Probation. He finally found a home with the Cottonwood Police Department, and we're very, very lucky to have him, and we look forward to many, many years with him in our fold. Brad, you want to say anything?
Thank you. Just want to say how happy I am to be here. I've only been here for a year, but I would always come over to Cottonwood on the off days when I worked at probation, and I would just always say to myself, like, Cottonwood feels like home. It feels like what Arizona should feel like. And when I was talking with my girlfriend about getting back into policing and applying to places, she was like, so which place do you think you'd rather work at the most? And she's like, well, let me just answer it for you. She's like, you won't stop talking about Cottonwood Police. So she's like, that's the one you want to work with? And I said, yeah, that's definitely it. So I just want to thank you for hiring me and accepting me and let me be part of the community. So thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Well, it is my pleasure to introduce to Mayor Linsky and Council our newest communications specialist, Jessica Ojeda. She comes here from Vail, Colorado, is where you're from. Got my little notes here. She started with us on October 16th, and she's worked in call centers. She was a retention specialist for DirecTV and AT&T, so when you try to cancel your service, she's the one that tries to talk you out of it. I think you got me a couple times, actually. I still have both of those. She's got a close-knit family, and she loves to draw and hike. It's something that she finds very relaxing. She likes Cottonwood because it's just got a kind of a calm, laid-back, friendly vibe. She likes to travel. First thing we did with her, we found out that she's a little bit on the shy side, and most of your dispatchers out and about, we're all on the shy side, but because we're behind a radio and a phone. But we threw her right into an active shooter drill yesterday, and she's only been with us since October 16th. And one of the things she had to do is take a shot to the leg. It was all simulated, of course. So she came back to dispatch, a big bloody leg with a bullet hole in it, and she had to scream. scream for help. And I actually have proof that she can get out there and do that. I've got it on video. So, yeah, we're breaking the ice very quickly with her. We're great. It's great to have her, and she's fitting in and hit the ground running. So, welcome. Do you want to say a few things? You don't have to scream.
Well, I do want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm very excited to be part of the city of Cottonwood. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes this meeting. We'll be starting our regular meeting here at 6 o'clock, so please don't leave.